What's going on, everyone? It's been a hectic past couple of weeks, but you know what it is. It's Saturday. It's time for some branding, some marketing, some company updates, and I got a lot of them for you today. We'll be talking a little bit more about Impossible Foods. Yes, the plant-based meat company that is going after meat eaters. Next up, Airheads is actually experimenting with micro video content. In fact, making videos about ads, just kind of making fun of them. And last but not least, a little bit more about Uber. I'm sure if you've seen any Ubers driving around, you've seen like these billboards that are literally on top of the car for advertising space as another revenue stream and opportunity to like advertise and market to people, you know, as a billboard, as a moving billboard. So stay tuned. So everyone knows Impossible Foods, or if you don't know, it's a plant-based meat company. So it's meat that you can buy and shape and make and create into things that you would normally do, like a hamburger, for example, but it's all plant-based. And everyone knows that Impossible is a widely adopted, a widely used brand amongst like restaurants and stuff like that. So for example, Bruno and I, we went to Monty's, this place in like LA, and they use Impossible meat. So a lot of places use Impossible meat. So I would say in the vegan plant-based world, it's almost like a staple if you're looking for something like meat oriented. And they just recently launched a new ad campaign called We Are Meat. And it's pretty much just saying like, yeah, we love meat too. And it's really showing like that it looks exactly like a burger, right? Like sizzling, that cheese, the gooiness, right? They're saying like, hey, we like burgers too at Meat Eaters, but this isn't meat, but we can make it as realistic and identical as possible, made from plants, right? So I think this is a really interesting ad. I think for one, they're going after like the true audience of like their ICP, right? Going after people that like meat. And how can you educate them and show them that your alternative is equally as good, if not the same? Obviously, this is like mixed reviews, mixed opinions, and perspectives here. But I think it's interesting because they're going after the source. Like, of course, people that are plant-based love this, but who else is missing out on this opportunity or could be a potential customer? People that like meat. How can you make it appear that you're not really sacrificing one for the other? You show it in the most delicious way possible with that sizzling meat, that cheese, that bun. And I think this is a really interesting ad because it's like trying to get you to see like, yes, it's plant-based, but we can make it look and taste equally as good. Next up, we have Airheads, the taffy-like candy. Everyone knows Airheads to be like the most iconic taffy company, right? At least for our generation here. We constantly ate these at like school, at birthday parties, and now they're focused on making some digital video campaigns, specifically 15 and 6-second spots. Yes, you heard me right. 6 seconds and 15 seconds. Obviously, this is a discussion for another topic, but micro content. Like we've been preaching this a lot here at Elvira Media, that micro content is the next thing, right? Our attention spans are depleting when it comes to like long form content. And now it's not to say that long form content isn't valuable or people don't watch it, but I'm here to say that if you can squeeze in most of your value, and that's how you can really maximize the attention, if you lower that barrier of entry. So kudos to Airheads for seeing value and creating literally 6 and 15 second spots. They're not creating 60-second spots. They're not creating 5-minute spots. They're creating 6 and 15 second spots. And the interesting approach and tactic behind this is they are making fun of ads. So if you watch a YouTube video and you have to wait 5 seconds for that ad to skip, and then you can hit that skip ad button, it's one of those videos where they want you to like, they're playing with the fact that like you're gonna go ahead and skip, huh? So I think this is really interesting and creative, seeing value in micro video content and then putting it in a place where like we're innately just trying to get rid of that ad. Like most of the videos and ads that I get targeted on YouTube, I'm already clicking on that button and it hasn't even given me the option yet, right? That's my approach. But like, of course there's some clickbait videos and like YouTube videos or like these marketing guys. Hopefully I don't come across like that, but like, you know, like, oh, well, hold on, stop, you know, like those kind of videos. An interesting place to like try to throw in a quick pitch or try to throw in like, you know, a fun, creative way to get your attention. So the spots show people in a variety of settings, including like a horror movie, working on a construction site, visiting a garage sale, and the logo appears along with the words like skip button. And after clicking the button, the characters engage in some kind of like skipping activity, jump rope, and the spot ends with a tagline, play more, play delicious. So this is a really interesting video. I think it's very playful, it's very creative, and it's Airheads. Like, what is Airheads all about? If we look at like the actual packaging, they're colorful, there's variety, there's fun, there's playfulness. So, you know, would it make sense for Airheads to have a very conservative marketing approach, right? Like very structured, suit and tie up, or are they going to try to grab your attention in a fun, creative way? Like, think about it. Like, everything has to be on brand. If you're a suit brand, right, odds are like your flavor is like very serious, very buttoned up, very clean, very grew up eating them a lot. Like our generation, like, how do you grab the attention? Like, you wouldn't eat a Airhead, or you wouldn't like a you wouldn't take Airheads seriously if they had very conservative content. So it's important for brands to really match their voice and their flavor with like who they are as a company. And this is a really good example. And again, value in micro video content. Like, they're already investing in short form content. They don't want to spend all of this time, money, and resources. They're adapting to this very short content. Now, granted, it's an ad, you know, so therefore you're not going to have a 60-second ad. But again, they see value in that short content and just to grab your attention. So we'll see how this goes. I'm a huge fan of Uber, and I don't know if you've been able to see like any of these Ubers. I live in California here, but some of these Uber drivers have what's called OOH, and they're literally little digital advertisement banners that go on top of the car. And you're probably thinking like, that looks weird. Why do they do that? Well, it makes sense, right? Like, Uber's business model has been primarily like, you pay for the ride, driver keeps a percentage, and Uber keeps, you know, a cut of that. And obviously that's had to go up over time because their business model, right? Like, they're huge international business and they have a lot of expenses and a lot of overhead. And so what are some areas of opportunity that they can create revenue, right? And if you think about it, like, how many Uber drivers are constantly driving? And so what's part of something that I believe that they have already been doing, and it looks like they're going to be doubling down in New York City, specifically an agreement with the biggest yellow taxicab association in the region. And again, this is just a way for Uber to gain revenue for this ad. Perhaps an opportunity for drivers as an incentive to get this on their car. But at the end of the day, it's a new marketing medium. No one ever thought before that, you know, Ubers would be a walking billboard, but it looks like they're headed in that direction. And is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm not too sure. Let me know in your comments down below. But it's interesting, right? Like, Ubers are now becoming like walking billboards. And what kind of ads are going to be targeted on, you know, these billboards? Is it going to be very geographical? Like, is Uber pitching to these, you know, media placements like, hey, like, our technology allows you to target geographically, right? So if this person only drove in the valley or in a specific area, and there happens to be a few handful of restaurants in the area, is that sort of the approach and the tactic? Very geographical? Is it part of the technology? I don't know, but this is really exciting to think like Uber is known for their technology and their resources, and then you throw in the media advertisement piece into it, and it could be a whole new animal. So it says here that advertisers can buy media placements on the Cartop network through Adomni, which is all digital, completely digital, through a demand-side platform. And Uber forecasts that its cartop ad network will deliver more than 1 billion impressions in New York City by the end of the year. So again, this idea that like Ubers are now becoming billboards, moving billboards, and very, I think, more data behind these billboards because, where the driver's driving and what's nearby. So again, Uber is a big technology company. I think that's why I'm such a big fan of them. And so it'll be interesting to see how they can leverage their technology, their data, and mix that into like a marketing medium space. So super excited. What are the value bombs for this week's episode? Well, first off, Impossible Foods, going straight to the gut here and saying, hey, we know you like meat. We like meat too. Let me show you a sizzling, delicious burger that's plant-based, really just one-upping, meat eaters out there and showing them like, hey, try it. Hey, you don't have to sacrifice anything. Like, this is a good burger and it's healthier for you because it's plant-based. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Tip number 2, Airheads, creating micro video content, specifically skipping ad content that tries to be playful, right? Like people skipping jump ropes, like that's creative. Like there's value in creativity, there's value in understanding the voice of your brand, and there's value in micro video content. And last but not least, Uber continuing to step up the game and find new opportunities to add value to businesses, to the community, to drivers. Of course, there's a lot of negativity and criticism about Uber as a company and whether they should pay the drivers as employees. And while I completely see both sides of the argument, this could be an opportunity, another opportunity for Uber to create revenue. And are there going to be incentives for drivers to get these things up there? And will drivers take a cut as they are the medium in which they're advertising, creating these impressions? Of course, Uber has the technology, but at the end of the day, these drivers are the ones creating those impressions. So would they have a way to monetize that or track that or see like if someone converts but based off of that ad, does the driver get spiffed out or compensated? So we'll see. Anyways, hope you all have a great rest of your day here, and I'll talk to you soon.